You start counting out loud. 1, 2, 3. The goal is simple: reach the end. No distractions, no sleep, just a relentless pursuit of the final digit. This seems easy. It is a weekend project, but the destination is further than the edge of the universe. The first 1,000 pass quickly. 10,000 is a light afternoon, but numbers grow longer. 742,612,894. Each digit takes time. The mouth tires, the throat dries, days turn into years, decades vanish. Civilizations rise and fall in the background. The count continues. The numbers now require entire sentences just to name a single integer. The pace slows to a crawl. Linguistics becomes the primary enemy. English numbers are inefficient. A number with 1,000,000,000,000 digits cannot be spoken in a human lifetime. Even at 1 digit per second, a single massive number would take eons to announce. The vocal cords are now vibrating at a frequency that defies biology. The air in the room vibrates with the sheer volume of syllables. Each number is a novel. Each sequence is a library. The process of naming a number now takes longer than the actual age of the current solar system. The sun expands, it swallows the earth. The count persists in the vacuum. Sound doesn't travel in space, but the mental effort remains constant. It is exhausting. Logic suggests a breaking point. The brain should melt, the spirit should shatter, but this is a hypothetical. Physics is the only remaining constraint. The stickman is now a timeless entity of pure arithmetic. There is no more room for doubt, only the next digit. Energy conservation laws now enter the chat. Speaking requires calories, moving air requires work. To continue counting, the body needs fuel. Since the Earth is gone, the fuel must come from the surroundings. The count begins to strip electrons from nearby hydrogen clouds. The sheer kinetic energy of the vocalization starts to generate heat. The surrounding vacuum isn't empty anymore. It is filled with the thermal radiation of an obsessive counter. The numbers are so large they possess their own gravitational pull. A 1,000,000,000,000-digit number is physically heavy. The air molecules are crushed into a degenerate state. A localized singularity forms around the speaker's mouth. The count is now warping spacetime. Every single digit spoken adds mass to the black hole. The voice is now a gravitational wave pulsing through the void. The count is no longer sound. It is a cosmic event. Time scales shift toward the apocalyptic. The era of stars ends. The universe enters the degenerate age. White dwarfs cool into black dwarfs. The count doesn't stop. The numbers are now so long that the time taken to say one number exceeds the remaining lifespan of every proton in existence. Proton decay begins. Matter itself evaporates. The stickman is now counting in a void of absolute nothingness. The numbers are no longer spoken. They are thought as quantum fluctuations. Each integer is a ripple in the fabric of a dead cosmos. The scale is incomprehensible. We are past the Googleplex. We are deep into the territory of numbers that make infinity look like a rounding error. The heat death of the universe arrives. Maximum entropy is achieved. Everything is a uniform, cold soup of photons. Yet the count persists. The sheer willpower of the process creates a new, tiny pocket of low entropy. The act of counting has become the only meaningful physical process left in the entire multiverse. It is very quiet. Now we hit the real problem. Infinity is not a number. It is a direction. The count continues for an eternity, then another eternity, then 1,000,000,000,000 more. The numbers are now so vast they transcend the capacity of any possible physical medium to record them. To name the next number, the stickman must reinvent the concept of mathematics. New dimensions are created just to hold the digits. The void is filled with ghostly, floating numerals. They stretch across the dead universe like a web of neon ink. The count reaches the point where numbers are so large that saying them would trigger a new Big Bang. The friction of the thought process ignites the vacuum. A new universe blossoms from the sheer effort of counting to a number with a Googleplex of zeros. This cycle repeats. Count, explode, reset, count, explode, reset. The multiverse becomes a series of recursive loops, all driven by the desire to reach the end of a sequence that has no end. The stickman is now the god of 1,000,000,000 dead and reborn worlds. All of this for a simple counting exercise. It is an inefficient use of time. Finally, a realization occurs. Infinity is reached. The count stops. The silence is absolute. The universe is a shimmering pile of exhausted digits. The goal is achieved. The end of the sequence is found. The stickman stands at the precipice of the ultimate mathematical truth. He has done it. He has counted every single possible integer. The cosmic ledger is complete. The total is summed. The result is a singular, blinding point of clarity. It is the most significant achievement in the history of existence. Unfortunately, the achievement is not recognized. The Intergalactic Bureau of Records refuses to certify the count. They claim the stickman failed to use the official ISO 9000 counting format. The application for the Guinness World Record is denied due to a clerical error in the footnotes. This is inconvenient. Mathematics is a cruel mistress. Your effort was wasted. The universe is empty, but you can try counting backwards. Subscribe to the What If Club to see more terrible ideas.